Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about having Saturn in Pisces in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I had a series on Saturn placements in a natal chart. They're a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing out. Well, Saturn in Pisces. Well, Saturn is associated with the father, older people, and authority figures. And one or more of these people may actually be Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people that are very, you could say, compassionate, altruistic, self-effacing, sensitive, emotional, um, forgiving, altruistic, but yet maybe deceptive, duplicitous, evasive, and one or more may be in like a Piscean profession, which can include something with boating, working on docks, fishing, uh, the metaphysical, which includes astrology. Some other professions may include poetry, dancing, photography, chemistry, anesthesiology, as some examples. Now, I would think this could be, a placement that can maybe feel, at least alone and desolate to some degree. I mean, Saturn, is connected with fears, and Pisces is associated with solitude, seclusion, isolation. Um, Another thing about Saturn astrology, it's associated with our restrictions and limitations. So having Saturn in Pisces in your natal chart, well, there may be some restriction and limitations that are connected with expressing empathy, compassion, sometimes even altruism. There may be difficulties in being able to isolate and truly relax. There might be issues with sleeping, whether the person has some issue with themselves and trying to go to sleep, or they're getting disruptions in their sleep due to external extraneous things, other people waking them up, whatever it may be. There may be some difficulties in that, in sleeping. It could be being idealistic about things and being able to sometimes overlook the transgressions, shortcomings, the defaults of others as well, and just seeing the whole picture in people in general. There may be some limitation, restriction regarding that. Saturn is also associated with chronic issues, debilities, and you have Saturn in Pisces. People may have some issues, with their feet, toes. I have a prominent family member of mine had her Saturn in the 12th house, and she would always be complaining about not being able to stand on her feet. And Saturn in the 12th house is similar, of course, to Saturn in Pisces, because Saturn being the 12th house, of course, corresponds with the zodiac sign Pisces. But anyway, there also may be chronic issues connected with the pineal gland, the lymphatic and immune system. Um, there are some examples specifically, with these problems, maybe chronic foot pain as far as issues with the feet goes. It might be, some autoimmune disease the person may be suffering from in some instances. Now also too, Saturn in astrology is connected with responsibilities. So having Saturn in Pisces in your natal chart, there may be more than above average responsibilities connected with the less fortunate, which can include the homeless, the hungry, the oppressed, the impoverished. There may be a lot of responsibilities where people are just sacrificing their time in many instances for others. It could be doing things, helping those with addiction, whether it's drugs or alcohol addiction. It may be doing something that's, responsibility to spirituality, it might be something with hospitals, working in a hospital, people that they know that are in hospitals, maybe even people that are incarcerated, imprisoned, if this person has any friends, relatives that are in prison, helping them out, putting, sending them funds, to help them out with food, whatever it might be. Um, Another thing is that Saturn is connected with laborious work. Saturn and Pisces, they work hard. Matters pertaining to rescuing others, whether it's working as a lifeguard, rescuing somebody from an adverse situation in their life, whether it's domestic abuse, whatever it might be. Um, could be working hard on docks, boating, fishing. It could be matters pertaining to altruism, uh, dealing with victims as well. It could be like the families of victims, people that are, have been victims of a violent crime, as some examples. It might be working hard, again, with the, doing things for the less fortunate, again, which can include the homeless, the impoverished, the hungry, the oppressed. It may be working hard in, some Piscean field, whether it's oceanography, nursing, fishing, chemistry, or the metaphysical, which can include astrology as some examples. Saturn is also associated with, sorrows, what can make, one despondent. And it might be where this person may have been, maybe had some issues dealing with fraud. Somebody might have exploited gullibility in them, and maybe dealt with people that were deceptive and duplicitous, and that's where there may be a lot of sorrow, with this person. Now, Saturn is also associated with the career. So when you have Saturn in Pisces, there may be a career, person may be involved in, associated with, pharmacy, such as, of course, working as a pharmacist, or could be doing something, with poetry, photography, dancing, the metaphysical, which includes astrology, some other fields, may include anesthesiology. Could be working as a chemist, working in bartending, a bartender as an example. Now Saturn is also associated with one's fears. So the things that this person may be fearful of, it could be just simply being seen as overly weak or passive or timid. Maybe there's something with isolation, being confined. It may be being in a hospital. Being in a hospital may be similar to this person by perception, as being in isolation, because it could be where this person might feel, confined and, somewhat helpless, not being able to roam around or meander or what have you. It could be, a situation too where there may be more of a fear, being incarcerated in prison than the average person, due to that fear of being confined and not being somewhat inhibited, not being able to roam. I could say floating around, being facetious. I mean, this is Pisces, but seriously, I'm being flippant with that. The thing is, too, there may be more of fear connected with betrayal, treachery, and deception, more so than the average person, as well. Now, another thing, too, about Saturn astrology, it's associated with the concentration and what we may put strong focus on and not allow external extraneous things to interfere with what we're doing. And when we have Saturn in Pisces, this could be a lot of this concentration may be connected with meditation, spirituality, maybe the paranormal, doing something with the metaphysical, again, which can include astrology, or a lot of concentration on photography, taking pictures. Could just be whether it's one's profession or one is just doing photography as a hobby and uploading them to a social media site, whatever it might be, video. It could be making videos such as like YouTube videos. What I'm doing, I have Saturn in the 12th house in my natal chart, which is similar, and I'm doing obviously I'm very much into uploading videos to YouTube. But this is how this placement could manifest. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.